It is more blessed to give than to receive, as it says in Acts chapter 20, verse 35. And that's been our experience with our links with Uganda. I worked there as a short-term missionary from 1974 to 1976, and I've always had a fondness for the people. I met two Ugandans at a missionary conference, Benson and Kenneth, in 2005. We discovered that they were stuck as they had arrived to study in the UK for a degree in divinity, but the funding expected was not forthcoming, and their course did not lead to a recognised qualification. 25 members of St Kentigern's Church and a few others started helping with their living expenses, each giving £1 per week. And this went on for a number of years. This was the start of a long friendship with Benson, who returned to our church regularly over the years to give us a report on the life of his family and himself and the work in which he was engaged. Here's Ian Rennie's experience of knowing them.
These were two entirely different people, different personalities. They came from different parts of Uganda. Kenneth was a quiet, serious young man who worked very, very hard and is now chaplain to the main university in Kampala. Benson was an enthusiastic character, and he still is. And although he hasn't gone back to Uganda, he had a vision that a school would be built there, and he's fulfilled that ambition.
To the needy people around Tobo, many people's support over the years has enabled a school and nursery to be built in this Muslim part of the country. Around 2009, we were inspired by two single ladies who'd taken early retirement from senior nursing posts at Glasgow Royal Infirmary and had gone to Uganda to work, where they continued there until their mid-70s. They said the work gave them a new lease of life, and they made a huge impact on the mission hospital and the people attending. They called themselves recycled teenagers. In 2011, 4 recycled teenagers from our church went to Uganda for 1 month to share the skills and knowledge and life experiences they had gained with the local people in Arua area, which is in the northwest of Uganda. One of these 4 was Archie McDonald, a builder from Kilmarnock.
I've had great help out of Uganda. It was a very poor church, so the idea arose that they could build tree houses and they would rent them out and they would get the money from them, and the church could use the money for different things.
Good. Very, very hard working. Digging out now. A load of hay that they're digging out. I'm loading them behind.
Sunday school is attended by approximately 350 children, and it's unbelievable. Enthusiasm is really something else. You have to see it to believe it. It's great.
Archie's wife, Liz McDonald, used to work in a wallpaper shop in Kilmarnock. She's always been good at selling things and raising funds, and has a great love for children.
We have received so much love, joy, the friendship of the people has been absolutely amazing. We have received so much more back than what we have given. So So we absolutely adored wee Moses. He was born with intestines outside of his body, and he was lucky. There was 3 surgeons there, very blessed to have the operation at the time, and he was left with a colostomy. We managed to get him colostomy bags from the age of 3 till now. That's 13 operations he's had. But we received last month 2 pictures which you'll see, and one was of the operation that he's had, and the other one which says, "I'm a normal boy now." And to see again the joy that I got out of that, especially, I was in tears because it was me that it was sent to.
Was having that problem an embarrassment to him, and did it stop him being a normal boy?
It was a huge embarrassment. I always go back to the Christmas time. It must have been about 6, and he'd done his Kiimarnock trip, and the family were all ready to go for the Christmas lunch, and it got into a mess, and they all had to turn back. They were all crying, and he was crying because it was him that had spoiled the day for them. But they didn't feel like that. But that really made me want to do so much for him. And people will say to us, you know, what have you got out of it? And I can say, you have no idea what we've got out of helping just one person, and it's been absolutely amazing.
Rennie was a geography teacher in Kilmarnock. Were Ugandan schools similar to here, Ian?
What I found was entirely different from Britain. The class sizes were enormous. The primary school was such a wonderful experience. We come from a very small country called Scotland. Does anybody know where Scotland is? I'm not surprised. We are a tiny country of the UK. We only have 5 million people, whereas Uganda has about
almost
30 million. And we happened to be there about break, and the whole school just followed us round, going from class to class, people hanging into windows to see what was happening, coming and shaking your hand. The children seemed so happy and really enjoying the school. The children were so willing to learn. They would focus in on every word that you said. Textbooks were shared, so these pupils couldn't take them home. They had to write down all the notes. Often the teacher just dictated notes to them, and they must have been quite tired by the end of the hour-long period. The health service is entirely different from here, and I have a personal experience of that. I woke up one morning and I couldn't see out of my right eye. So there's a lot of pain there as well. But Dr. Jim phoned Ayrshire, and they got the consultant on the phone, and the consultant recommended the various medicines and tablets to get. So I remember being in the hotel room with a drip up in the wall and me just lying in my hotel bed. The pain certainly went away after that, but eventually we went to a clinic, and it was recommended that I go to hospital in Kampala, and that was an experience in the bus there as well. But the doctor in Kampala was the head eye specialist for Uganda, and she was excellent, and I had to pay before I saw her, and it was a grand cost of £15, which is amazing. In this country it would have cost hundreds to see a consultant like that. When I went across there, I wondered about the fact that it was a different culture and different colour, but I found that they were exactly the same as we were. They could laugh, they could cry. They were just lovely people, and we felt really accepted by them. The fact that we are all one in Christ Jesus, and we felt the unity there, especially in the church services where the singing was marvellous. It was a privilege to be part of the congregation.
Sandy was a policeman and also very involved with the Scouts. He was involved with youth work in Uganda.
Do you have some questions that you would like answered? You will have some questions that we can take home and give to our youths in the church, and they will answer them and we will write back to you, or they will write back to you.
I would like to know, for us here in Uganda, mostly in Africa,
Jesus challenged the people to whom he spoke to care for those less fortunate. In Matthew 25 verse 40 it is recorded, "Inasmuch as you have done it unto the least of these my brethren, you have done it unto me." The benefits of us putting into practice this verse in our links with Uganda can be summarised using 7 F words. F for funds, go a long way. £1 used to be equivalent to 20 Ugandan shillings in the 1970s, but with inflation since then, £1 is now worth 4,500 Ugandan shillings, and this can purchase a lot. The feeling of fulfilment is wonderful, that our giving has been used in some way to benefit others. For those who have visited Uganda, there have been extra benefits. Friendships made and developed. Fellowship experienced with people very different to ourselves in Uganda. And also fellowship with people from other churches in Ayrshire and Carlisle who have gone on trips with us. We're so fortunate. We moan about things here, but we have so many privileges with benefits both social, educational, health and opportunities for jobs. And of course there's a feel-good factor that God is able to use even the lives and the experiences we have had to benefit others, even when we're retired, and fun, mostly. It is tough, and yet it's one of the best experiences one could have.